As the weather warms up and we head towards spring, gardening is a hobby many people have taken up during the pandemic. Indoor plants that are easy to maintain, such as cacti, succulents, and aloe vera plants, are some of the most popular at garden centers. Good afternoon, I'm Jimmy Carroll.
Larissa Leone. Coming up, as vaccine rollouts continue across Nebraska, we see how studies done by Quality Clinical Research here in Omaha have helped with the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine trials. All this and more on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
The rollout of vaccines has started, and as some Americans are questioning if they should get vaccinated, Omaha Quality Clinical Research claims safety is their top priority when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine. Omaha Clinic is playing a huge role in the vaccine's creation process.
Over at Quality Clinical Research, just calling to confirm your appointment on Monday, February 22nd at 4:30 p.m.
Omaha Quality Clinical Research is setting the bar for safe COVID-19 vaccines nationwide. Research coordinator Nia Shannon believes the number of participants in the study was imperative to its success.
I think that being that we had over 200 people in our vaccine trial, it really put a spotlight on us.
QCR conducts on average of 15 or more clinical trials on a regular basis, including studies such as Pfizer and Moderna. So if I were a participant in the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine trials, I would look away as they administered the injection into my non-dominant arm. After the injection is complete, participants waited 30 minutes for post-observation, and then the visit is complete.
I'm like, dang, I don't even know I should probably go.
Although Research VP Sienna Harrison is proud of the trial's success, he notes there is still work to be done.
Can I have that phone number so we can update?
It's exciting to be a part of that, but we need more. We need more people to volunteer. We need more people to get involved and get people to the testing site.
Omaha Quality Research also performs trials for people who have contacted the virus. One of the trials includes studying the detection of COVID-19 through saliva.
Governor Pete Ricketts recently announced a registration portal where all Nebraska residents are able to register for the COVID-19 vaccine. As vaccines are distributed, Nebraska is vaccinating its citizens in phases. Right now, we're in phase 1B, which includes essential workers and people over the age of 65. The newest data from the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services shows the general population is not scheduled to receive vaccines until April. To ensure that process happens smoothly, Nebraska residents are encouraged to register for the vaccine now so they can be notified when they are eligible. Omaha City Council candidate Sarah Cohen says the challenge with this is making sure everyone has
people,
access
for instance,
to
who don't have
about
internet
registry.
access or who might not feel as comfortable speaking and understanding English, right? How do we make sure they get that information?
The sooner everyone gets registered, the easier it will be to get people vaccinated efficiently. To register for the vaccine now, visit vaccinate.ne.gov.
2020 brought many changes to the way we think about health, finance, and job security, but what about the ways we think about plants? Reporter Jared Barton has the story on gardening in 2021.
In 2020, a survey by Axiom Marketing showed that 48% of gardeners' interest in gardening increased in 2020. Reuters did a feature in April about the rise in supplementary house gardening across the world as well. Those they interviewed started gardening in urban areas as a way of preventing future food insecurity. The most common item of interest among those surveyed was flowers, but here in Omaha, Mulhall's Nursery and Greenhouse saw an increase in herbs and vegetables. Mike Reynolds, the senior greenhouse team leader at Mulhall's, said at the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak they saw a surge in traffic in these areas, as well as indoor plants for aesthetic purposes.
Yeah, I think an extreme amount of interest has really grown over the past year, especially with the pandemic. a lot of people staying at home more, like, not knowing what to do. It's like, well, let's get our hands dirty. Let's, plant our first garden,
As it gets warmer, you may want to put your plants outside, but until it gets more consistent, you'll want to keep them indoors under natural light and closely monitor how much water they get.
MarketWatch published an article in May 2020 with an introspective look at why gardening can bring people some manner of comfort in troubling times. Kyle Finley, caretaker for the UNO Indigenous Garden, says for him it started as doing a favor for a friend, but has grown into more.
But just learning a little bit of plants, it started to teach me, well, hey, you can grow a lot of stuff right here. And it's just kind of amazing, how easy it is.
As spring approaches, it may be a good idea for those who plan to start gardening to plan their setup now to avoid the seasonal rush. For the Omaha News, I'm Jared Barton.
While the time to start sprouting varies, most plants should be in the ground as soon as the ground is thawed and consistently frost-free. Coming up, we take a look at how the Rose Theater is inspiring actors, artists, singers, dancers, and musicians of the next generation. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There's a unique educational experience right here in Omaha. With access to top-rated programs, in-demand degrees, and a worldwide community of graduates, UNO prepares students for life, wherever it may lead. From Omaha to Italy to Uganda to Japan, Mavericks are working in communities around the globe. So where will a degree from UNO take you? UNO, access to exceptional, access to the world. Learn more at unomaha.edu.
Need an incentive to read? Use your Omaha Public Library card to check out a pass to the Henry Doorly Zoo. Each pass can admit up to 2 adults and 6 children for a one-time use. Passes are limited, so make sure to head to your library and check out a Henry Doorly Zoo pass today. Benson, where creativity is our culture. Benson's lively atmosphere offers a unique experience. Come enjoy great live music, enjoy a variety of bars, get amazing food from local restaurants, and shop at local businesses. Whatever you do, you won't be disappointed with your experience. Learn more at experiencebenson.com.
This is the Omaha News.
Theater is taking center stage again in Omaha. Reporter R.C. Miller takes us in the new Rose Studios for Youth Arts.
Painting, sewing, and of course, music.
That's good. Yes. Ooh.
Artistry of all forms can provide endless entertainment. But for Jackie Kappas, Director of Education at the Rose, says that the arts, especially theater, can have lifelong impacts.
Difficult things going on in the world right now. If we can give kids space to practice their humanity and to see others' humanity, and to have fun and connect with others and feel a real sense of mastery, I think it's really powerful.
If kids develop the creative side of their brain before age 8, they are more likely to perform better in both school and work, says Jackie. However, many kids may not have access to a creative outlet. The lack of creative outlets in Nebraska may be due to the lack of funding, as Nebraska ranks 33rd in the nation at just 80 cents per capita. And in Iowa, it's even worse, ranking 44th in the nation at just 39 cents per capita. To offer more creative opportunities in Omaha, the Rose has opened a studio for youth artists, complete with dance studios, vocal studios, and a stage dedicated to non-professional plays. Nick Whitcomb, Broadway at the Rose manager, is eager to get students in.
And just, it's so great to have a space like this in Omaha where artists can learn and grow. And then we also have this awesome performance space for our students to get a chance to have a space of their own where they get to mount their sharings and their shows and kind of get to own that.
For the Omaha News, I'm R.C. Miller.
The Rose Studios for Youth Artists is the largest studio of its kind in America at 27,000 square feet and is located at 120th and Center.
Omaha has undergone a very active winter the last few weeks, with heavy snowfall and harsh temperatures. This does not stop the work of many in the cold. The United States Postal Service is one such job, having to navigate icy roads and sidewalks to get people their mail. A frostbite safety report from the Nebraska Medical Center's Public Health Department says frostbite occurs due to significant exposure to extremely cold temperatures. This can lead to hypothermia, infections, and amputations in extreme circumstances. Despite this, letter carriers continue their work during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now all the folks that need their medication and COVID, people don't want to go out to the stores because they're being safe. We got to get them their stuff. It's just the way it is.
According to climate records from the National Weather Service, the city dropped to negative 15 degrees last Monday and negative 23 last Tuesday. This was the coldest temperature in the last 25 years.
Big changes are coming to the United States Postal Service. Its current fleet of 200,000 Grumman long-lasting vehicles are set to retire, as 70% of them are between 25 and 32 years old. On Tuesday, USPS announced their next generation of vehicles that are set to hit the road in 2023. These new vehicles will have features such as a large cargo spaces, backup cameras, automatic front and rear braking, and believe it or not, airbags and air conditioning, which were uncommon in the last generation. USPS also states that it will offer a mix of both electric vehicles and high-efficient traditional gasoline engines.
Coming up, as the NCAA volleyball playoffs are on the horizon, we look at how players, coaches, and CHI Health Center staff are gearing up for the upcoming volleyball postseason bubble here in Omaha. Next, after a long hiatus, EA Sports NCAA football is returning to gaming consoles. We look at how the game got back in position to hit the gridiron once again. Keep it here, we'll be right back.
Hey buddy, Nebraska weather got you down?
Yeah, sometimes it feels like I'm trapped in a snow globe.
I've got the thing for you. You need to head down to UNO's weight room and help in kinesiology. They have bench presses, they have treadmills, they have free weights, they have everything that will pump you up.
I'm gonna go head there right now.
So put on your gym shoes, make a protein shake, and go turn that plastic into muscle.
Explore the historic Blackstone district in Omaha, Nebraska. With over a dozen restaurants, bars, and social settings, you can experience everything the iconic district has to offer. Eat, drink, socialize, and enjoy the day or night here in Blackstone.
This is the Omaha News.
Electronic Arts announced they are relaunching the framed college football video game. The franchise will retire the NCAA football name, rebranding it as EA Sports College Football. Reporter Joey Colbert joins me live in Studio A to share more of the excitement around its fan base.
NCAA 14 was the last college football video game released featuring former Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson as the cover athlete. Since then, we waited nearly a decade for this new installment. After further review, the release date has not been determined yet, as legal issues need to be addressed prior to its return.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
The new college football video game announcement created shockwaves across its fan base after an 8-year hiatus. As millions of EA Sports fans eagerly await for the upcoming release, Nick Cooney recalled memories from playing the previous versions in his younger days.
When I was younger, I used to bust out the PS2 and play with Nebraska and just play whatever team they were playing this week just to predict the game. Sometimes it'll work good in my favor, sometimes it didn't.
Legal disputes over trademarking student athletes forced the series to cancel in 2013. Before this decision, UNO professor Andrew Stem said EA Sports previously provided team rosters only featuring the student athletes' likeness but not their names, leaving their fans stress.
In order to put everybody in the roster, like in theory, the linebacker number 47 is a person, and we all know who that person is. And a lot of people go through and spend painstakingly effort to, change the names of the rosters.
There are thousands of college football athletes from across 130 different Division I schools. Lawmakers proposed bills granting compensation for using each of the student athletes' likeness in these games.
Right now, the way it is that individual image and likeness, they'd have to get approval from each individual player.
Once legislation is dealt with nationwide, Stem believes EA Sports will be given the thumbs up to start working on the project.
EA wants to make money. They know they've got a product that people have been clamoring for a long time.
As long as things goes as planned, fans could fulfill their dreams of running down the virtual field once again.
Just get more excitement for people ready for the college football season.
Nebraska state senators have proposed the Nebraska Fair Pay to Play Act that issues student athletes the right to earn compensation for the usage of their name, image, and likeness rights in these video games. The law could go into effect for 2023 if it's passed. Larissa, back to you.
Thank you, Joey. The NCAA announced the whole volleyball tournament this season will be held in Omaha. Reporter Drew Peterson shares more on details on this tournament.
Last month, the NCAA announced that the whole NCAA volleyball tournament would be taking place as a bubble this year. The games will be held at CHI Health Center and the convention centers. Omaha volleyball head coach Matt Buttermore said that he is really excited for the tournament to be held in Omaha.
It's a cool opportunity for Omaha and the state. I think it's probably the best way to make sure it all gets played.
The bubble was created for the tournament in an idea by the NCAA to keep players safe while following the health and safety protocols that have been put together at the beginning of the season.
I think we feel a high level of confidence. For the events that we've already had back in the building, we have increased sanitization efforts. We have constantly roaming crews, constantly wiping down common touch points. We also have signage and markers throughout the building to encourage social distancing and remind people about that mask mandate.
While the first and second round dates are still to be determined, the final 4 dates are set for April 22nd and April 24th in this arena. This will mark the 4th time ever that Omaha will be hosting a Final Four tournament for volleyball.
We're eager to show the community and show the visitors for this event what we're able to do at the CHI Health Center, which is to help facilitate a well-organized top-tier event.
With all of the tournament in Omaha this year, Coach Buttermore knows how much it would mean to him and his team if they were able to make the tournament.
It's our goal is to play in the NCAA tournament, and so it would be really special. I mean, it's not the only reason we work hard in the gym, but it is a reason.
For the Omaha News, I'm Drew Peterson.
This year's bracket will be a 48-team bracket. Fans are still to be determined for these games, but it is expected that there will be enough hotels for all of the teams participating.
Nebraska winters are cold and sometimes pretty harsh. Outdoor activities are put on hold as people retreat indoors with hot chocolate and Netflix. But that doesn't stop the fun. Reporter Adam Ortega speaks with 2 Omaha snowboarders who are taking advantage of this year's snowfall.
Nebraska winters can be cold and unforgiving. However, that doesn't stop these 2 snowboarders from shredding the record amount of snowfall we've seen this season. Nebraska native Daniel Zavadil says winter brings a much-needed cool down from the hot summers.
The thing I like about the winter is that you could, pretty much modify what you're wearing to, be comfortable. In the summertime, it's just hot.
Daniel emphasizes that exercise will still make you sweat and also stresses bringing the right equipment to ride.
The more active you are, the more you'll stay warm naturally. So if you're running up hills, you'll find yourself peeling off some layers and such. Goggles or sunglasses, if there's a whole bunch of snow on the ground, you could actually get a form of snow blindness from the reflection of the snow.
I'm standing outside of Mahoney State Park, where they offer a variety of winter activities like snowboarding, tubing, and snowshoeing. Now, anybody who wants to use the ice rink must use a face mask while in the rink.
Beginner snowboarder Matt Poro says in the winter, Nebraska becomes a winter wonderland.
It's just too hot for me in the summertime, and I feel like I'm really at peace with myself out here, you know? Just really nice and quiet. Just the birds, you and the birds. It's real exhilarating. It's a real good time.
For the Omaha News, I'm Adam Ortega.
Rolling Plains have plenty of large hills for those wanting to take up skiing or snowboarding. Just make sure you have a face mask handy when around the other hikers, and a mask could also help you keep a little warmer.
Coming up, even in the midst of the pandemic, we show you how one local church manages to feed hundreds of people in the Omaha community to fill their empty stomachs. Next, FilmStream takes to streaming platform to give Omaha students a break from their everyday lives. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.
Radio isn't what your grandparents told you. It's about discovering facts from the other side of the story. But MavRadio.fm produces talent, people who can take someone's story and bring it to life.
Wind, reel, and print.
I never thought I'd be standing in the clouds looking down on the ancient ruins of the Incan Empire. I never thought I'd live among the street artists in Valparaiso. I never thought I'd make friends that would last a lifetime.
Adventure's out there, and as Mavericks, it's up to us to find it.
Stop thinking, start doing. Visit educationabroad.unomaha.edu.
Omaha's oldest movie theater hasn't been open since March of last year. It also hasn't stopped serving their community. Reporter Wyatt Wiscoviak with the story.
Film streams, the only local nonprofit art house theaters in Omaha, have been affected by the pandemic just like any other movie theater. Film stream marketing assistant Brenton Gomez laments the moviegoer experience.
Our theaters are there for is to host like an experience in a space to watch these art forms and see them in the big screen and feel them in that space.
Unfortunately, with the theaters closed, they have had to change things up.
We had to create our own streaming platform. So we have At Home, Film Streams at Home, which is our streaming platform where you can purchase and watch our programming still.
Movie enthusiast Julia Taylor says she can't wait to get back to her favorite movie theater.
I used to go to film streams all the time, and since they've been closed, streaming movies have been fine, but you know, it's not the same movie theater experience.
In the past, students were able to go to Film Streams theaters to attend a free movie on the first Monday of every month. But because they are currently closed, they are using their digital streaming service to allow students to access free movies using their devices. To get the email, simply go to their website, type in your student email, first and last name, and they'll send you a code to a free movie, available for all students in the Omaha area.
So this is something that we're thinking about for the future, about maybe letting these two realms kind of live together, where maybe we'll have the option for a digital, on the digital platform, and then also have the in-theater free films too.
For the Omaha News, I'm Wyatt Waskowiak.
Well, I certainly wouldn't mind some popcorn right about now either. Well, Film Streams is allowing patrons to rent out the movie theater for private viewing or pick up curbside concessions on the weekends.
Lenten fish fries have started in the Omaha metro area with a mixture of dine-in and drive-through. Christ the King Catholic Church is one of many parishes making a drive-through possible. Fridays during Lent, a time for Catholics and most Christians around the world preparing for the celebration of Easter, and a time for mouth-watering fish fries. Last year, churches were asked to cancel their fish fries as the COVID-19 pandemic began. This year, things are looking up for most parishes. Christ the King Catholic Church in Omaha, along with others, conducts a drive-through fish fry. The Knights of Columbus sponsors the event, and member Mark Anderson says it brings people together.
We got a lot of kids helping, a lot of guys helping. Never done it before. It's a new new experience for everybody, but it seems to be going pretty smooth as long as we don't run out of food. That's always the big fear.
It sure smells fishy around here, but take a look at this food. Mac and cheese, tater tots, and of course, fish. Beth Winbinger and the drive-thru didn't mind waiting for a fresh fish dinner.
I'm not from Christ the King. I don't go here. I go to marry our queen, but this was on my way home. So the drive-thru was really easy to find, and it really is not a long wait.
Christ the King has 2 more fish fries this Lent, but more fish fry locations in Nebraska can be found at spiritcatholicradio.com/fish. Omaha fish fries are certainly a popular commodity during Lent and will end on the last Friday before Easter, Sunday, April 4th.
Next week for more exciting stories in your community.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO, the Omaha News, or find our website for even more news and stories at unomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thank you for watching.
We will see you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Wyatt. Welcome to the first edition, the 5th edition, 9th edition, the 13th edition of a special weekly series on Consider This, COVID-19.
Like most Americans, no idea that we would be entering into a pandemic in 2020.
There are an awful lot of people who are infected that don't know it.
I just knew that it wasn't the normal cold or flu that I've ever experienced in my life.
What my shift is like at the hospital, then you would understand that this is very, very real.
It impacts us in the work environments that we all work in, but it also is in the community.
We don't have treatments, we don't have vaccine, so we need to have behavior change.
Parents, I really have tremendous appreciation for all the things that parents have been asked to take on as a result of this pandemic.
It's been a challenging time for some students and families and teachers alike.
This virus is not going to go away, not in any time soon.
Lyle, calm down.
For years, the Old Market has been a popular attraction. With its vintage atmosphere and rich history, it's a great way to spend an evening. It has niche restaurants where you can grab dinner, and unique stores you can shop at, making it an exciting place to explore. So come on down and check out the Old Market, located between 10th and 13th Streets and Farnham and Jackson Streets.
Create your next adventure and travel the world at Omaha's award-winning Henry Dorley Zoo.
Dundee, home to Warren Buffett. It's located west of Midtown Omaha, Nebraska. It's a place in Omaha where neighbors can work, eat, relax, and live it up all within a few blocks. Come visit the neighborhood and see what Dundee has to offer.